The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Top of the morning, everybody. Happy Mickey Ficky Tuesday. Man, it's good to see y'all, man. Welcome to another edition of Who's My Daddy? No, I'm just joking. Welcome to another edition of Good Morning Raider Nation Live podcast, Unlocking the Defense. Yes, indeed. You see by the thumbnail what we're going to be diving into. Hold on real quick. I just dropped the defense on the floor. Yeah, we're going to dive into the defense. We're going to look at all the new additions that they brought on, and I'm going to try to compare them and try to see exactly what it is at those position groups that Ziegler and them are looking for. What type of player at defensive tackle, defensive end, linebacker, corner, safety. What is it that they're looking for? We're going to try to dissect it and try to, unlock defense and see exactly what they're looking for. But welcome this morning, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching, man. Thank y'all for pulling up for real. Let's get and dive into the chat. Yes, indeed. Let's dive into the Mickey Ficky chat. Dark, my dude, man. Top of the morning to you, man. Thank you for being here. My sister Holly is in the building. Yes, indeed. Good morning, Miss Lady. Glad you are here. Yes, indeed. We got Paul. Who we got in here? What? We got Paul Gaines. Paul, how you been, Paul? Man, what's the deal, bruh? Man, for real, it's been a long time. What's going on with you, man? Top of the morning, man, for real. Thank you for being here. Egalitarian 207, what is the deal? My dude, P. Steve, top of the world, top of the morning, top of the nation. You see it. You know me, don't get it misconstrued with anything else. You feel me? Brian Rodriguez, what is the deal, man? Good to you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Admin is in the building. What's up with it, man? Top of the morning, man. Good to see y'all, man. Real. We got Ozzy in the building, man. What's the deal, man? Salute to you as well. Good to have you here, man. Raider Zilla, where you been, bruh? Where you been? Man, it's good to see you, though, man. Glad you're here, man. For real. Chris, what's the deal, man? Top of the morning to you. Thank you for being here, man. Pulling up this morning. Yeah, we're gonna get into some good talks this morning, man. Lobby One is in the building. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Getting ready for the show. Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here, man. For real. Appreciate each and every one of y'all, for real, for real. Eugene Powell, what's the deal, man? Top of the morning to you. Thank you for being here. You already know what it is, man. Raiders all day. NW all day. You feel me? Let's see. I hope everybody has a good day today. You know what I mean? To keep it 100 for real. Sam Tank is in the building, man. Top of the morning, man. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Yes, sir. Yeah, see y'all out there. Willie Wayne in the building. Top of the morning, my guy. JB on the good foot. What's the deal, man? Yes, D, man, for real. Tony Sheffield in the building. Top of the morning to you, my brother. Yes, indeed. Let me see who else. Make sure I ain't forgot nobody, man, before we dig into this, man. You feel me? Gonna dig into this like it's some oxtails, you feel me? All right, we got everybody shouted out, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching, that's not in the chat. You're free to do that. Hey, holler that Lakers shit. Holler, hey, what happened last night to the Warriors? Hey, let me quit doing that. I ain't none of them my team, but I hate the Warriors. I really do. I hate the Warriors, and I don't mind seeing LeBron get a ring. My Blazers ain't in it, so I ain't tripping. I ain't got no horse in this race. But hey, I fuck with LeBron. You know what I mean? LeBron's one of them generational players, man. Y'all got to learn to appreciate those, even if you don't like them. I didn't like Kobe, but when Kobe passed, I knew he was gone. You know what I mean? And he was always one of those dudes that when you played against him, it's like you got to bring your A game. It's nothing but respect. You ain't got to like him, but you got to respect him. You feel me? So that's how I was with it. So, hey, Warriors come out and lay an egg. Let me quit. Down 3-1, boy. Can they do it, though? Can the Warriors run off 3 straight? We're going to find out. We're going to find out, boy, in the next game. Or can the Lake Show close it out? Can they close it out, man? For real. Man. He said, hey, LeBron James. Yeah. Okay, we're going to get into this good stuff, y'all. So like I said, the name, like you seen on the thumbnail, is called Unlocking the Defense. Remember I told you it was like a combination. They're trying to get the right combination to open up the defense and let it be something special. Okay, so today what we're going to do, we're not going to go over the players that's already been on the roster because we know of that. I want to see the new additions. You know, not Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. You know what I mean? Not those new additions, but the new additions, not the new editions. So with that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and dive into it, man. We're going to go by position: defensive tackles, defensive ends, linebackers, corners, and then safeties. And, hey, we're going to try to break it down to just height measurement type of thing, you know, measurables, and all that good stuff. So we're going to see what exactly that they're trying to do. So let's start the show, shall we? Let's go ahead and turn this music down just a little tad bit, man. I want y'all to be able to hear this. Shout out everybody, man. Thank y'all for being here. Shout out to the 20 that's watching, and more, it will be coming. Yes, they will. Shout out to y'all, man. Please, if you have not done so, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up, you know what I mean? Leave a comment, hit the notification bell, and share it with your lover, your next door neighbor, or even the guy you buy your weed from. Hey, share it. If they're Raider fans, tell them to rock with us, man. We rocking every morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on Raiders Allegiance with your boy, Lunatic Raider, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for pulling up, man. Y'all didn't even go jack off, or y'all ain't did none of that. Y'all just came here. Man, matter of fact, salute to the world's most dangerous. Hold on, before I even start this, man, we're gonna really do this the real way. Salute to the world's most dangerous chat. You already know what it is. NWA all day. Nation with attitude, man. Hey, salute to y'all, man. Without you, there's no me. And without us, there's no nation. There's only one nation. That's the Mickey Ficky Raider Nation. Let's get it. Let's get it. Salute. That hit the spot. Oh man, that woke up my testicles. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into what we added. Here's a look at the defensive tackles. All right. John Jenkins, we added him. 6'2", 315 pounds. A nice low center of gravity, stout defensive tackle. His advantage, and look, if you just watch when we go through this, and I know what these guys are doing. Now, it is a fact to win the battle in the trenches, offensive line versus defensive line. The man who has the lowest pad level shall win the battle. Who can get lower than thou to win the battle, right? So the one thing that stands out to me, now we look at the defensive tackles that were free agents. Now we know we had Tillery last year, but he was a free agent. We brought him back. We got the free agent from Miami, John Jenkins. We signed him, right? So looking at their measurables, John Jenkins, 6'2". He will win a lot of battles against offensive linemen because of being 6'2". His pad level should get beneath the offensive lineman. And like I said, the man with the lowest pad level shall win the battle. So this is what I noticed with Ziegler, what they did. These guys are smarter than what we all think. We're just on the outside looking in. But when you dig past and go beyond the surface and start going into the depths of hell, you start hearing the hounds of hell howl. You know what I mean? So when I look at this, now Tillery's an exception to the rule. But they took a chance on Tillery with the Chargers, brought him in here, and Tillery produced. So they brought him back. Tillery at 6'6", 295. He's one of those athletic type of defensive. Put it like this. I will put him in the same category as Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson, 6'6", 270. You throw 15 pounds on him, or 275. You put 15 pounds on him, then he becomes 290. He's damn near the same measurables as what a Jerry Tillery is. But and we know that's why they said that Tyree Wilson can also play inside at DT. No duh, because we got Tillery doing it. And that's damn near going to be exactly the same measurables. You know what I mean? More of an athletic type of defensive tackle, long, lanky. You know what I mean? We like those types. Now we got our two types with him. Can you imagine if you go NASCAR and you put Tillery and you put Tyree Wilson at defensive tackles, at the two defensive tackle spots with Chandler Jones, and you have Max Crosby on the outside? You know, with Tillery and Tyree Wilson, somebody's getting the double team. So that means you don't have to worry about Chandler Jones being caught up in the double team. I think his Achilles heel, Chandler Jones that is double teams. He's not good in them. Now you put him out there on an island man to man, I think he can get the best of his guy with the best moves that he can use against him to go ahead and get to the quarterback. But how do we alleviate the double team against Chandler? By bringing in somebody at DT that needs the double team, that requires to be double team. Tyree Wilson was a brilliant ass selection. And not just him, there's others, but we're going to go into that. So just hold on. So like I mentioned, we got John Jenkins. I think he's gonna be a serviceable guy on this defensive tackle. We do have the guys, Nichols. We also have the young dudes that we drafted as well, Farrell Jr., and those guys are going to be there. They're not going nowhere. But what Ziegler said, y'all got to remember this. Ziegler mentioned it's going to be good to have depth at that position at DT because they plan on, and like I say, it's a copycat league. So everybody's seeing exactly what Philadelphia did to be successful. They bought waves and waves and waves of defensive linemen in. If they got tired, they had somebody right back in there that could easily be a starter just as well. They were deep at DT, and once again, they went out and drafted and got deep again at DT and recovered the losses that they took in free agency. Hargrave gone. What they do? Jalen Carter. You feel me? So they went out there and replenished what they were deficient at. So that lets me know they're going to continue that motion of just bringing waves of defensive tackles at teams. So what do? We do the same thing. We do the same thing. We bring away. If you want Mahomes, you wear out that offensive line, so we get later on in the game and that offensive line gets tired and they start messing up on their not defense, but protecting the quarterback. And next thing you know, we get defensive linemen sliding in the gaps. You know what I mean? Swim moves, spin moves. Everything is working against a tired foe because he's not as fleet-footed as he once was when he's fully charged up with energy. You constantly wear him down with just keep going and going and going and going until they can't go no more. You know what I mean? So that's what I see. I see that they're building a lot of depth at defensive tackle. And not only that, let's look at the stature of these guys. So like I said, exception to the rule is Tillery. So we move Tillery. We'll put him in the category with Tyree Wilson. You could even put Tillery on the outside at the edge if you want to just move stuff around, him and Tyree Wilson. These two guys are going to be your main focal points as far as being, let's call them the jokers of the defense. Because, like, you're not going to know where they're going to be. You're not going to know. We can move these guys anywhere. This is what we wanted Clelin Ferrell to be, but he did not do good at that. This is what Khalil Mack was, linebacker as well as a defensive tackle. You know what I mean? You moved him around. Problematic is what he was for offenses. So now we got two guys who can be in that same shell, that same mold. You know what I mean? Okay, moving on to what we drafted this year. Byron Young, Alabama, 6'3", did I say? It's not 392, it's 292. Don't pay attention to that. That's a faux pas at the measurables. But he's 292, 6'3". But there we go, looking at 6'3" again. You're getting that 6'2", 6'3" type defensive tackle because we can get them below the pad level of the offensive lineman, which will gain you the advantage. Being not as big, he is. They said they also, and this is Ziegler saying it, you can use Byron Young on the end as a big end in certain packages. Like I said, this defense is going to change as we go. It's going to change game to game, and it's going to change within the game. You know what I mean? And now we finally have the pieces to make those changes. I think what we were weak at last season was the fact that what Graham wanted to run, we couldn't run because we did not have the personnel to run everything. And that was the weakness we had. We couldn't run the defense the way we wanted to run it. We didn't have the pieces. We did not have the pieces. Now I'm looking at what they did in free agency in the draft. I'm like, they went out and got those pieces that we needed for what it is we choose to do. 3-4, 4-3, 4-2, 5-2. It doesn't matter. Nickel, dime, dollar, whatever coverage you want to go in, we have the personnel to accomplish that. We did not have that last year. So this is what I'm noticing. And then they're going with guys that shorter and stout. Not smaller in weight, but shorter, to be able to give them an advantage against offensive linemen to get their pad level below their pad level to win the battle on the defensive line. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I dig what they're doing. You know what I mean? You have to have your nose tackles and your defensive tackle type element in your defenses, depending on what you want to run, 3-4, 4-3. You know what I mean? But I'm seeing Byron Young at 6'3", another short in stature. Then we go to John Jenkins, 6'2", another short in stature. And then now we move on to Nesta Jade Severa, another defensive tackle, 6'2", 315 pounds, another low pad level guy. Hey, salute Michael Guerrero, man. Top of the morning to you. Thank you for pulling up. And so what I'm seeing now, they're getting guys to just automatically be able to win the battle. Because if you got these 6'5", 6'4", 6'6" offensive linemen, you know, usually your left tackles, everybody going for the big guy. left tackle, big guy, right tackle, big guy, guard, big guy, right guard, left guard. They're going for the big guy. They want to dominate the offensive line. But one thing that can beat a big guy is leverage. You have better leverage as a shorter guy against a big guy when you're in the trenches, and thus this is why they're going for shorter guys in the trenches. I mean, these guys are fucking. I can't even say that they're playing chess, because chess is right here, right now. But you can think of your moves later. I think it's more like politics. You know what I mean? If I plan on running for president in 8 years, I'm getting a jump start and lining everything up right now. You know what I mean? It's like these guys is in politics. They're lining up their success, for the presidency in 8 years. Chess is just for the game is right now. It starts and ends right now, today. Politics is a long, drawn out ass process, but you got to put all your pieces in play and set yourself up for success for when you do decide to run for president. I'm telling you, it's politics, baby. This is beyond chess match. These guys are like thinking of every advantage you can possibly have on your team. They went out there and got guys that were already born with that, whether it was speed, your measurables, intellect, drive, heart. All that is what you don't develop that. That's stuff you already have. That's stuff that's already in you, not on you. You feel me? So that's the defensive tackles. I see what they're doing. And these guys got motors. Every single one of these guys out here, they keep coming. And that's what you want. If you want to throw waves at defensive linemen at the offense, they gotta just keep coming. They get tired, tap their helmet, next guy in line, boom. Bilal Nichols, your turn. You up in there. You know what I mean? You just got to keep throwing it at them until you just wear that offensive line down, man. I'm telling you. I see what they're doing. All right, let's move on to the defensive ends. Now, the two new additions of defensive ends that we added, and a lot of people forgot about these guys. Not the draft pick, but the free agents is what we're looking at, too. We're looking at Jordan Willis. Don't forget about Jordan Willis from the 49ers. Now, you remember I told you that I'm starting noticing a trend that Ziegler and them are going after defensive ends. They want long, lanky, wide wingspan type guys. Look at Jordan Willis coming over from the Niners. 6'4", 270 pounds with an 80-inch wingspan. I told you these defensive ends that they're looking at all are around 80 inches wingspan. Bruh, it's ridiculous. Look at Tyree Wilson that we drafted. 6'6", 270, 86-inch wingspan. We got athletic defensive ends, and these are not it. It doesn't stop there because we already went over the undrafteds. There's 2 undrafteds that I didn't include in here, but they also are around 79, 80. Matter of fact, Adam Plant Jr., UNLV undrafted defensive end, 6'6", 260 pounds with an 80 3/4-inch wingspan. Then there's a guy from Boise State, Loris. He's like 6'5", I think it is, 265 with a 79-inch wingspan. And then there's another defensive end with a wingspan of 78 inches. I see, dude. I'm looking at these guys' blueprint, bruh. This is like what we're doing right now is reverse engineering. Okay, for those who don't know, engineering is when you come up with the idea to build something, right? To solve whatever problem is that's at your fingertips. Okay, so somebody comes in and as they go, they build it to solve a problem. Now, I don't have the schematics. I don't have the blueprint of how that person built it, right? So what reverse engineering is, I take that thing that they built apart and learn exactly how they built it by looking at every piece that's added to put it together. I'm taking it apart as I go. That's reverse engineering. I'm stripping back all the draft picks that we signed, and I'm looking at the measurables. I'm looking at it, and I'm stripping it backwards to see exactly what the fuck Ziegler and them is doing. And I'm starting to get in the IC. Like I said, They're putting guys in position that were born with certain things that give them an advantage at their position. Defensive end, the advantage is their wingspan. We see that. You go watch it. Go watch anybody's game film with a wingspan of damn near 7 feet. And watch how many plays they make without actually having to wrap up the player or the quarterback or the running back or get past the offensive lineman that's on them. A lot of plays they make, they reach out and they grab in the running back, or they reach out and knock the ball out. See, this causes strip sacks. And Ziegler wants turnovers. We are horrible at turning the ball over to get this offense back the ball. So what you do is put people in play to go ahead and try to get the ball back. Secondary, we're going to discuss that in a minute. I'm going to show you what I've seen in that. But with defensive ends, these guys are coming off the edge. Sometimes they have to try to dip around the offensive tackles and then reach out and try to make the play. Now, sometimes they're not close enough to just be able to wrap them up and tackle them, but they're close enough to, with their wingspan, to reach out and knock the ball out their hand to cause a fumble. Turnover, get the ball, get it back to the offense. There's many ways of turning over the ball. Strip sacks are one of them. Pyro, my dude, top of the morning, man. For real. Lateef Cooks, what's the deal? Top of the morning. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I'm trying to break this thing down of what I see. Raiders Club, what's the deal, man? For real though, that we gotta see. They're not when they have a press conference, Ziegler and them, right? I need to hit because I'm getting excited now, y'all. Hey, salute to y'all, man, for real. So you start seeing what these guys are building on defense, and I'm getting excited because I'm like, even if all the guys you went out and got, draft picks, undrafteds, free agents, you don't need all of them to pan out. You just need enough to pan out to solidify themselves on the defense. You'll figure out who your starting 11 is going to be. People are going to weed themselves out, whether it's lack of effort, whether it's lack of attention, whether it's a lack of ability, whether it's lack of health. They're going to weed their own selves out. Ziegler and McDaniels, all they got to do is just sit, teach them what they're supposed to know, let the position coaches coach them up, and you just kick back and watch, observe. See who gives you effort day in and day out with no rest, like Max Crosby showed these dudes. See, Max Crosby, we all know what kind of motor he has. He came in day one. He knew he wanted to be great. See, the one thing of having the mind frame of wanting to be great, that's one thing. Wanting to be great. But do you have the intestinal fortitude to push yourself to be great? That's the question. To want to be great is simple. To actually become great is the task. Do you have it in you to push yourself to be great? Not just think, oh, I made it, and now you settle. See, settling causes you to fail because now you don't think you made it. You don't have to brush up on your skills. You just go ahead and ride the wave. You know what I mean? Some people just eat off the luxury of having top quality athletes around you that are great, that do have the internals to push themselves to be great. So you just go ahead and coattail their ass and it makes you look good. But then when you have players all on your team that all have the same mind frame as wanting to be great and have what it takes to push themselves to be great, now you're developing and building something special. And that's another factor that we're not looking at is the mentality of these guys we went out and got. We didn't go out there and get guys that drag their heels when they walk. See, let me give you an example. And I tell people at work, I worked in management up and down different companies and whatnot. And I used to tell them, I said, look, if you want to know what kind of worker you have here, watch how they walk. Pay attention to how they walk. If they're slow, dragging their heels, that's the same effort they're going to give you when they work. You got to remember, they was walking before they worked. So that is a old ass installed mentality that they had through life. Just lackadaisical, dragging your heels, kicking cans, just, you know what I mean? No expeditionist, you know what I mean, if that's a word. No expeditionist about you to expeditionally move your ass along to, you know what I mean? And you can tell by watching the way people walk. When you see people that's fast walkers, oh, they go-getters. Oh, they're not in a hurry, but they're speeding along. They got places to be, things to do. That's the people you want to, people that carry themselves like that. So all you got to do is just sit back as a coach and watch the players. See, a lot of people want to knock McDaniels. You got to understand, being in a new organization and you're trying to implement your system, it's not going to happen overnight. You got phases. Phase 1, year 1, you install your system, right? Everybody that's on the team, look, this is what we're running now. This is the verbiage. Take the playbook home, learn it. You got any questions, ask. Here's game film. Watch this player and that player that ran this offense before in this offense at that position. Learn what to do. So if I give you all your information, I got to be able to install it year 1. Now, also the thing that happens in year 1, and it doesn't happen in week 1 or week 2, we need the whole year, is once I install my system, now I have to sit back and watch the players, not the players I brought in, because the players I brought in, I feel like are the players that fit what I'm trying to do and have the mentality, the work ethic, everything to make it successful. But what I got to do now is analyze the players that were already here before me, because you don't just want to come in and clear house. What you want to do is observe and analyze what you have and then make a list of, okay, we're going to keep him. We're going to get rid of him. Look at him over there bullshitting. Look at throwing Gatorade at motherfuckers and everybody else out there stretching and warming up. You know what I mean? This is what they got to look for. Okay, run a certain play. Oh yeah, he's not even go through full throttle on. And see, in practice, a good coach wants your players to practice as hard as possible because it makes the games easier. Because you're not gonna play that hard in a live game. But the harder you go in practice, the easier your game is. Facts. Ask any veteran. Ask anybody that played football ever. The harder you practice, the easier the games are. So those are the guys you're watching in practice. Who are the guys that go hard in practice? And you keep a list. Who are the people that take plays off, that need a rest, need to be pulled off the field, not paying attention, look like they're bored? Those who I got to get rid of. So in year 1, of course, there's going to be a fluctuation of a roller coaster type effect. We're going to have our highs and our lows, right? You're going to win some games, you're going to lose some games. But what it's doing is telling you the personnel you have. You don't know the personnel you have when you come to a new system. A new organization. People say, oh, he should have already known. How in the fuck is McDaniels already going to know what he has when he's still the offensive coordinator at New England when the season ended? Come on now. Got to remember, New England was in the playoffs the year before last. He was still there. The Raiders were in the playoffs a year before last. They were still playing. So when do you have the time to go ahead and he wouldn't even name the coach while he was still coaching. So he didn't even have that opportunity of knowing where he was going after the season. He didn't know. He thought he was going to be in New England again. And then all of a sudden, they reached out. They got Ziegler. They asked Ziegler, who do you think should come? What recommendations do you have for head coach? He brought in McDaniels. And Ziegler will not let McDaniels fail. How do I know? Look at the fucking draft picks they make. Does that look like draft picks you draft to make sure your coach fails? or those draft picks that we got this year to make sure to help your coach succeed? That's all you got to look at. And I'm not just talking about Ziegler and McDaniels, but about Ziegler and Patrick Graham, getting him the players he needs. This is how I know that they work together. 5 of the players we drafted came out of the Senior Bowl. Patrick Graham was the head coach of the national team of the Senior Bowl. Is that a coincidence? No. One undrafted player that we got was in the Senior Bowl. So 6 total players are now Raiders that played in the Senior Bowl this year that Patrick Graham coached in. Ziegler is working with his coaches. What do you need? What kind of player do you think we need to get? I know he's consulting. He has to be, because Ziegler wasn't the coach of the national team in the Senior Bowl. So why would he draft 5 people and sign one from the Senior Bowl that he didn't coach in? Because he takes the word of his coaches, his coordinators. What do you need? I'm going to get it for you. That's what it is. That's how an organization succeeds, when everybody's on the same page. And from what came out from Mayock and Gruden, Mayock said Gruden had the last word when it came to draft picks. How in the hell do you do that? And he's not the GM. What pecking order do you have where the coach gets to override what the GM says? You shouldn't even have a GM then. Gruden should have been the GM and the coach. That's stupid. That don't make no sense when it comes to a pecking order. There is a pecking order. You don't have the jester over the king, the jack over the queen. Come on, bruh. It's a pecking order. You have a part to play, a position to fill. That was stupid to let Gruden have the last say. You don't even need a GM if that's the case. But now they fixed it. They recalibrated the Raiders. Now they got a GM that does what a GM's supposed to do, who brought in the coach to work under him. Now they work together as a whole to find out what is it you need on offense and what is it that you need on defense. What players have you seen that you noticed that you want me to look at and let's see if we can make this puzzle, put this puzzle together. And that's what they're doing. And I applaud them because they're doing it the right way. We just, as Raider fans, and I admit I'm part of this, what I'm about to say, we are impatient as F-U-C-K. We are impatient. We want results right now. But realistically, you're not going to get results right now. That's like if I told you, okay, here's a book to learn Swahili. I want you to get it down in 1 month. You're going to be like, bruh, I can't get that down in 1 month. So why do you expect McDaniels to get his offense implemented in 1 year? Like fully, like everybody's going to know it just like in that year. They're going to, even going into this year, people that's only been in 1 year, they don't fully comprehend the offense. You think they fully have it? They got it more than somebody who don't know it. But they're still, you know what I mean? They have muscle memory. You got to keep going until you remember it and you don't have to think about it, for real. So that's how I see everything. You got to give them a chance. And what I say, and the perfect conclusion of this, give them year one. See, year one, they were trying to win. They wanted to try, you know what I mean? We lost games by this much. It's not like we got our ass whooped. See, and we're acting like, and I know, and I'm part of it too, we act like we got slapped all our losses. Like, God. But they were like this. And what that tells me is you have to have the personnel to know how to finish a game. Because obviously, we did not have the personnel to finish a game. That's why we lacked it. And that's on the defensive side of the ball. Because you know how I know the defensive side gets the finger? Where was the most pieces we drafted and signed in free agency this year? Defense. More players were signed to the defensive side of the ball than the offensive side. So that lets me know they knew there was insufficiencies on defense. So they went and loaded up on defense. Free agency as well as the draft to try to fill that void. Get the players in here that can produce, that can finish a game. So they're giving opportunities out. So let me not continue on, but that's just what I'm observing. So that's the defensive ends. They're going for long, wide wingspan type defensive ends, hands down. Now, linebackers. Now, I know one thing for certain is what they said about what the NFL has changed to. They changed to not the big physical linebackers anymore. They're doing a lot of conversions of safeties to linebackers who are going to be about 6'2", 228, 230. That's the kind of linebackers you're going to have now in the NFL. The new NFL is different. You want more athletic type of linebackers. You know what I mean? Guys, and then hopefully some of them being converted from safety to linebacker can cover as well. So now we look at the new additions that we brought in. Curtis Bolton. Re-signed him. 6 foot 228. Check out the measurables. You got to see what Patrick Graham is dealing with. He's trying to get guys in here that can cover, and if they can't cover the greatest, work on it. But at the same time, you're just not just deadbeat running a 5 second 40. You know what I mean? But yeah. So Chris Bolton, 6 foot 228, re-signed linebacker. Now we bring in Robert Spillane from Pittsburgh. Spillane has green dot experience with Pittsburgh due to injuries on their players at linebacker. So he does have that experience as running the show for the defense. 6'1", 229. Notice the weight and height measurables are all almost the same. See, this is the thing. You're not going for the big line. The 6'5", 250 linebacker is going to become extinct in the NFL. I promise. They're going to be extinct because you're trying to get the kind of linebackers formerly. A lot of these guys are formerly safeties. So when you do go to your dollar and your dime defenses with those linebackers in the secondary, when you got 6'5", 4 corners out there, these are the guys that you want. You want to be able to, you want quickness. You're not going to necessarily always get speed, but you can get quickness to like jump a route, to jump a ball, to jump a pass, to, you know what I mean, knock it down, to intercept it. You're shooting for that. It's not saying that that's given, but that's what you're shooting for because you're going with a lot of lighter guys. These are the same measurables exactly that Masterson and Darius Butler also brought in as undrafted. So they're all equal. These are not heavy dudes. You're looking at about 230 is the weight that they want at linebacker. You know what I mean? So that's what you got to pay attention to. Guys that are a little bit light in ass as linebacker, the days of the big physical linebacker, I think, are coming to an end because a lot of teams are doing this. They're converting safeties to linebackers. I heard there's a rumor that Palomau might be trying to be converted from safety to linebacker at 6'4", but he's not 250. I think he's about 230, but he's fast. So he can be a coverage type linebacker easy because he's a safety with size and speed. You would think, you know what I mean? You got to coach him up and develop him. Let me make sure. Jorge C., top of the morning to you. I think so too. Hey, Jorge, see, a lot of teams are going that route. That's crazy. When you go look, a lot of teams are going to a smaller linebacker. See, what's the thing they always say? Speed kills. You could be powerful, but if I'm quicker and faster than you, your power don't mean shit if you can't connect with me on that power. You know what I mean? Like a boxer. You can have all the power in the world, but it don't matter if you can't hit me. You know what I mean? If you can't hit me, and for every punch you throw, I get off 3 and connect, guess who's going to outscore who on the scoring card? That's the way that shit go. Speed kills power all the time. And I'm noticing the league is changing now. You know what I mean? It's changing. You're going to a lighter, quicker type player now on defense to be able to cope with the lighter, quicker offensive dudes. It just is what it is. It's just the evolution of football. You know what I mean? And I understand it. So now they went out there and got guys who fit that mold. If you're trying to do that shit. Hey, linebacker core worries me too, Sebastian. But that's why you got to sit back and let it unfold. All of them, put it like this, Sebastian. Let me set you at ease when you think like this. Every linebacker that we have are all gonna suck. None of them. It's not. All of them are not. The odds are against it. All of them being horrible. The odds is just, you know what I mean? Because you're grabbing guys from the draft, free agency, and your own. All of them can't suck. That's just not feasible. All of them are not going to suck. So what you do is find the ones who don't suck and let them be the starters. That's why you increase the wealth at that position, because then you're gonna find some good ones. It's kind of like when I said Ziegler going into the draft with 12 picks. With 12 picks, all you got to do is hit on half of them. Hit on half. That's it. If half of your picks, you knock it out the park, that's a successful draft. Hands down. Hands down. Successful if you bat 500 in the draft with those picks. So the more picks you have, the more likely you'll get more success stories. That's just the law of average. You know what I mean? And that's the same way I'm looking at this team. Look at all the defensive tackles we got now. You mean to tell me out of all those defensive tackles we got, 2 of them ain't going to be good enough to be starters? Exactly. 2 of them going to be starters. 2 of them going to be starters. Hopefully it's the rookies. Just because that lets me know they're here for the next 4 years. They ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? The other dudes, hey, if they make the team and they have the potential of being starters or whatnot, hey, that's depth. That's that wave of defensive linemen that Ziegler we're talking about hitting offenses. You know what I mean? So I don't have any worries. It's kind of like, being nervous being on an airplane. Like, I be nervous on the airplane, but I do it because I sit here and I look at the law of averages like, okay, out of every single airplane flight that takes off daily, just think about all the planes that take off in one day. To and from. This city to that city, this city to that city, that country to this country to that country, that country to that country. Just thinking all in one day, how many flights there are, right? Now tell me, how many plane crashes per day do you hear about? Out of all those flights, we talk about thousands of flights. Thousands and thousands and thousands of flights. How many planes you hear about going down? That's what sets me at ease to get on a plane. The law of average. The law of average, bruh, I'm good. I'm safer in a plane than I am in a car. How many car accidents you hear about every day? Uh-huh. You're safer in a plane than a car. So that's what sets me at ease. Like, I just want to get to where I'm going so I can do what I got to do. So that's the linebackers. Hold on, let me make sure I love talking this football shit. All right, let's keep it moving on. Let's look at the corners. Here are the new additions of corners. Now, one corner you won't see on here, and I left them off on an accident, Facion, that we brought back. But his measurables 6'2" and over 200 pounds as well. Just let the cat out of the bag. Okay, let's look at their measurables. Now, the two guys that we added, come here, microphone. You got to follow me around, bruh. You got to follow me around, bruh. All right. So the free agent signings at cornerback that we brought in, right? We brought in Duke Shelley, formerly of the Minnesota Vikings. 5'9", 176, 4'5", 140. Now, people, a lot of people get confused about 40 times, right? Let me give you at ease for you, like 4.51. That's slow. That's not slow, bruh. Now, when you think of a 40, right? He's running 40 yards in 4.51 seconds. Tell me how fast is 0.1 second. If he's doing a 40 in 4 seconds, 0.51, how fast is 0.1 seconds? Is that a blink of an eye? Faster than a blink of an eye? But yet we're up here cutting hairs, splitting hairs by 0.1 of a second in 40 time. So you mean to tell me there's a big difference between a 4.4 and a 4.5? How much of a difference? What, a quarter of an inch? An eighth of an inch? A 16th of an inch? 0.1 seconds. How much of a difference is 0.1 of a second? You know what a second is? 1. What's 0.1 of that? Break a second down into 10 parts. One of those parts is a 10th of a second. How much of a difference is that? Of a 4.4 and a 4.5. What's the big difference of that? There's no difference. What? Wait, the tip of your nose over mine? Hitting the finish line? Or your stomach over mine because you just ate a meal and it's sticking out further? Sometimes we split hairs on this 40 times shit, and we got to come down to earth and be realistic about 40 times. 4.5 is not slow. We can be all up in arms, be like, oh, 4.4 flat. That's wonderful. So you mean to tell me a 4.5 is horrible? 0.1 difference of a 4.4? Better yet, let's go. 0.2 difference of a 4.3? 0.2 seconds is that much difference. I'm telling you, sometimes they be feeding us 40 shit like, bruh. And you're not going to run the same 40 time every time you try. Let's keep that clear. Because we got guys on this list that ran the 40 more than once. Look at the 40 time. All right. So Shelley, 4.51. David Long Jr., another free agent that we brought in from the Rams. 5'11", 196, 4.4, 5.40. These are nice, quick guys. This is fast. This is speed out there. 4.5 and 4.4 speed. Now, if you're getting close to 5 seconds, of course, I think 5 seconds is fitting for a 500-pound dude. Anything below that is kind of like, oh, for a guy that big, he's moving quick. Then we're impressed. But these guys are 5'11 and 5'9. So they're going after little corners. Not because they're little. And these guys, and I didn't put their 40, not their 40, but their vertical on there. These guys can jump. These guys are in their 30s in the vertical, mid-30s. So they can contend. They can contend with 50-50 balls and whoever they're guarding with a 35-inch vertical. They can contend. Michael Jordan had a 40-48. That's why he was so great. Now, when you're talking about close to 50 inches, that's a big deal. But you can look at Michael Jordan and see that 48-inch vertical is why he's Air Jordan. You feel me? But these guys were but Jordan was 6'6". These guys are 5'11 and 5'9. Then we go ahead and look at Ja'Carrion Bennett that we drafted, 5'11, 188, 4.29 at his pro day. At Combine, he ran a 4.33. That's why I said 40 times change. Some days you get out the blocks good, perfect, no stumble. You get a good pay. It's better than others in track. I ran track before. It's different every day. Your time is different every day. If it was not, then fools would be breaking the world record individually, breaking it every day. If they broke it once, then they keep doing it every day. You're not going to do it every day. Every day is not the same. Just like when you wake up out of bed every day, you don't feel the same today as you felt yesterday. You didn't get the same kind of sleep you last night as you did the night before. That shit changes second to minute to hour to day to month to week, all that shit. It's not the same. But just in the range, knowing what their range is all you need to know. And these guys aren't slow. These are fast corners. And these dudes are known to be ball hawks that can pick off interceptions. They're looking for turnovers. They're looking for quick guys. All these guys you're seeing now before you as cornerbacks are guys that can get after the ball, but not only quick, but fast. See, when I say quick, I'm talking about what they call the twitch. And as corners, you're a reactionary position. So whatever the receiver does, you must react, but you must react. The faster you react to it, the better. The better. Now, if you're a corner that reacts real slow, like the quarterback, boom, cuts and he goes out, and then it takes you that long to react, that moment right there it took you to react is going to separate you from that receiver by, depending on how many seconds it took you to react, from a foot to more. And all a quarterback needs is a foot difference between the defender and his receiver. I'm going to lead my receiver. If he got a foot on you, you're not going to catch it. I'm going to put the ball right in front of him so he runs right into it and catches it. You know what I mean? So it's like you need quick guys. And how do you get quickness? How do you make sure your guys is a little bit quicker than anybody else? Less weight, less height, less body mass, science. Less body mass and weight. That's how you get quickness. Like a race car. The lighter your race car is, the more speed you can get out of it. That's what they're looking at with these corners. The less body mass and the less weight on that player allows them to have quicker reaction. Yeah. I'm seeing what Ziegler doing. I'm seeing the thing you're born with is the thing he's going to utilize to be your strength. These guys were born to be 5'11", 5'11", 5'9". None of these motherfuckers is 6 foot tall. And none of them is over 200 pounds. They're light. They're quick, though. Those are your quick. No matter what y'all played in high school, Pop Warner, it was always the little guys that were playing corner and running back. That was me. Because we were quick. We were fast, but we were more quick than we were fast. Small area. I'd be damn I let a receiver beat me off the line of scrimmage. Too quick. Told you what I used to do. I used to set off the receiver and let the quarterback feel like he was comfortable enough to throw it to him because the coverage was lack. I did that on purpose to make you throw it to him, and then I broke on the ball to intercept it. That's what I did. I wanted you to think that you can get the ball to the receiver, or else you would never throw it my way if I just was just smothering the receiver. But I let the quarterback get that confidence and thinking, oh, he open. As soon as I see that motherfucker get ready to release that ball, I break. Bam. Got him. Got him. Got him, coach. I see what Ziegler's doing. He's the mad scientist of this shit. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm seeing this shit. Every level, I see what they're doing. All right, so let's move on, right? Next, the only thing left now is the safeties. Now, so let's look and see at the safeties what exactly it is that Ziegler and them went out there to get. Now, you went out there in the safeties to get they're a little bit taller. Got a little more weight to them. Why? Because these are guys that you're probably going to have, that's your safety valve. And then when you got the safeties to bring up in the box, you're going to have to contend with trying to tackle a running back coming at you full force. If he has a blocking fullback or a blocking tight end, you're going to have to engage in that as well. So what does he do? Look at these guys. Look at the free agents we went and got. You got Jaquan Johnson, 5'10", 191, 469, 40. That's not bad for a safety. He's the last line of defense. You don't have to put him up on the line of scrimmage and pair up with a wide receiver coming off. That's your safety valve. So 4'6" ain't bad. You know what I mean? But his coverage is going to be better than that. But does he make the team? We're going to find out. But I don't care about their name. Let's look at their measurables. So him, 5'10", 191, 469. Next up, David Long Jr. Re-signed that we add him back to the roster, 5'10", 187, 454. A little bit quicker than dude, but we're getting in about that 6 foot area is what they're looking at. So he's a couple of inches short, you know what I mean? But he's not 5'9" like the corners were. So these are your safety valves. Certain guys you can see that's going to come up into the box. Now, for Marcus Epps, 6 foot, 191, 4'4", 340. That is one of our best signings in free agency. He will make it over the previous two that we just mentioned, hands down. The other two, more like depth, maybe special teams. Those are good measurables to be on special teams. You know what I mean? You gotta pay attention to that as well. But Marcus Epps, oh yeah, 6 foot, 191, 443. I'll take that all day long at safety. I take that all day long at safety. Yes, I will. And then who do we go get? Let's see who Chris Smith, 5'11", almost 6 foot, 1 inch off, 195, close to that 200-pound mark, 4'6'2". Don't think 4'6'2" is slow. He's a safety, remind you. He's a safety valve. He's already going to have distance on any receiver that comes his way. It's the corner that's on him. Now, do they bring him in the box? They can move him around as well. You know what I mean? But I'm looking at the measurables. They're looking at safeties to be around 6 foot, 200 pounds. The corners, they want them around 5'9", 5'10". That was the average at about 180. Not as heavy. Because they're not going to put them in the box to go heads up. You get on these receivers. Safeties will bring one safety down. Or if you want to go to a 6 DB situation, you might keep 2 of them safeties just to have that size on tight ends and shit. Big receivers. You know what I mean? The other 4, you go ahead and have them as corners, the speed guys. You know what I mean? If you're running zone, you can hand them off to the guy in coverage. But if you're going man-to-man, you're good. You're good. You got the speed to handle anybody. They went for speed, man, and girth at safety. You know what I mean? They're a little bit bigger than the corners, of course. That's your safeties. Rafa, top of the morning to you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Man, for real, we just breaking down, unlocking the defense as far as what is it that we're trying to build on defense. I'm not really tripping off the names of the players, right? We know who the names are. You know, a lot of times we get excited. Oh, we've got such and such. I don't care about such and such. I care about what such and such, his numbers, his measurables, his numbers. What does he bring to the board? That's what you got to look at. And so right now, I'm not looking at the stats. I'm looking at their measurables, their natural born ability, their height, their weight, their speed, all the stuff you're born with. So what I seen Ziegler do at all levels of the defense, he went and got guys who are already born ready for the kind of defense we're trying to build. Ta-da! We just unlocked the lock of the defense. We see exactly what they're trying to build on defense. And it makes sense. It makes sense. Come on, you can't say none of that stuff does not make sense at every level. What they're trying to do. And in having a group of defensive men that's at different levels, not be too far off from the spectrum of what you can be weight and height wise. You're keeping it within a realm where everybody can do their job. Everybody, if we want to go from a 3-4 to a 4-3, we got the personnel with the physical attributes to do that, to accomplish that. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, we don't have we're not deep enough. We can't do a defensive tackle because the next guy in line is only 270. You know what I mean? Maybe you need a 270 guy when you're doing NASCAR. You need a guy that's a little bit lighter to be a little more quicker. Not fast, quicker. Because ain't no defensive lineman going 40 yards. Man, no. You don't expect your DT or your DE to be 40-yard sprinters. Why? There's not 40 yards for you to go cover. The quarterback is within 10 of the line of scrimmage. You want quick guys, short distance quick. Get to the quarterback quick. Knock the ball out of his hand. Wrap him up, sack him. Beat your man on you. Quick enough to beat the offensive tackle that's on you. Quick enough to beat the guard or the center. Quickness is what they're after. That twitch, the twitch. Remember that, not the app that right now we're streaming live on Twitch. If you have not done so, please subscribe to Raiders_Allegiance at Twitch, man. We're live on all platforms for real. Shout out to the 30, what is it? How many people got? 32 watching? First time here? You know what to do. Subscribe. Get that thumbs up, man. Hey, I bring you guys good quality content and I make the shit fun. You know what I mean? I make it fun, entertaining. This is what I do. It may not be for all y'all, but for y'all that is for, welcome. Pull up a chair. My platform is your platform. Come indulge in the conversation, the ideology of what we're trying to do to see exactly what are we building to make us want to buy tickets and jerseys. What are we building? Because they're not going to, they tell us what they're looking for, but they're not telling us what they're building. And I don't blame them. Don't let none of these other suck-ass teams know what we're doing so they could try to counter it. Let them find out when it's too late, when the game over and we done won it. That's what I say. Shout out to everybody out there, man. I'm on one this morning, man. I love this SHIT. For real. I love it. Hey, shout out to everybody out there, man. I appreciate y'all. NWA all day, for real. Dirty in the building, for real. Nah, not for what they trying to do, man. 4-6 ain't slow. Don't believe that. That's like saying Asamoah was slow. He was about a 4-6. Come on, bruh. We talk about 0.10 of a second, man. A point of a second, that ain't shit. I fart faster than a 0.1 of a second. And especially when you got help over the top with the safeties. Hell, how many corners in the NFL is running 4-3s at starting? I bet you there's more corners that's not 4-3 than there are corners that are 4-3. They're like a rare commodity. That's why everybody gets an erection at the combine when they see a corner run 4-3. Oh, he ran a 4-3. But still can't cover. You know what I mean? Man, speed is nice. Yeah, it's nice to have speed. But it don't matter if you can't cover. It's like being a wide receiver. You got speed, but you can't catch. What's that mean? 4-6 ain't slow. Matter of fact, I'll show you what that's what I'm saying. Some of the greatest corners ever were not 4-3 corners. Period. And a matter of fact, Nnamdi Asomugha was a safety in college. Al Davis converted him to corner. He never played corner at Cal. Ever. He was a safety. That's why I said, man, I'd rather have me a corner that can cover than just being the fastest ever. Okay, how did the Stanford route pan out for us? Fabian Washington, fast guys, how they pan out? They was fast as shit. You know what I mean? That's the perfect example. That's why I said we so busy focusing on shit that so fucking what? Like they went like at quarterback, for instance, Richardson out of Florida. That got drafted. Quarterback. They're so amazed with his vertical. When do you need a motherfucking quarterback to jump 50 inches off the ground? Why are we amazed at a vertical of a quarterback? And not amazed at can he throw the ball? That's why I said stop getting these numbers, boy. I crunch numbers. Man, come on now. I see it. I see a lot of bomb-ass corners that aren't 4.4. I see them in 4.5, and I done seen 4.6s. Game speed is different. It's kind of like this. I got you running the 40. This is what I say. Okay, you run a 40-yard dash, right? Your 40 time will never be the same. Now, say you're running 40 yards by yourself. All right? Now, I'm going to have you run it again, but this time I'm going to unleash a vicious ass pit bull on you. You think you're gonna run the same 40 times the second time around if that pit bull get a hold of your ass? You ever been in a football game and you trying to outrun the fool trying to tackle you? I bet you faster than just running about. That's why I said in the combine what they need to do is have two players run together in the 40, because the competition is going to come out to force you to run faster than you regularly would. If I got somebody next to me, just the natural instinct of competition, I'm trying to beat them. So I'm put, you know what I mean? I've done seen guys run 40s and then before they even hit the end, the finish line, they let up. And they tell you in track, you run through it. Unless you just got a big ass margin of a lead. But you run through the tape. You don't let up. You let up, especially if you're not even supposed to be paying attention around to nobody around you. You're supposed to focus on your lane. You know what I mean? That's why I said your 40 time will never be the same. How are you gonna run a 4.33 and then at a pro day you go 4.29? That's what I'm saying. It's different every day. Some days you wake up, you feel better than the day before or the last week on that same day. Your 40 time is never congruent, equal to, you know what I mean? It's never congruent to each other, ever. That's why that's just one of them things that, it's 40 time. When you see them at the combine, how many guys you seen run it, and they make you run it twice just to get an average. But I guarantee you, those 2 times you ran it will never be the same. Unless it's just one day they clocked it at to being the same. It's going to be rare. You either going to be faster or slower. That's why I said 4.6 ain't horrible. Watch this shit. I'm gonna show you how you equate this shit. Like I said, that 40 time, that's not set in stone. It ain't like you're gonna run a 4.6 all the time. Like I said, let me put a pit bull on your ass and run a 40. I guarantee, hey, you'll be a 4.3, 4.2 then. I remember one time, this is a true story. And I always been fast, but the fastest I ever ran in my life, it was like midnight. I was walking to the bus stop. I was like 15, 16. Walking to the bus stop. So I'm going down, and all of a sudden, this motherfucking dog came out of nowhere. I swear to God, I ran faster than any other time in my fucking life. I ran a 4.12. I ran a 4.12. That dog was not catching me that day, and I dusted his bitch ass. I dusted his ass. That's the fastest I ever ran. See, like I said, sometimes you get motivation. You can use motivation to push you. And it's like, some people in game, it's like, I am not letting this motherfucker catch me. Period. Nigga, I'm about to kick it into a whole gear I didn't think I had. It's kind of like having that motor. You know what I mean? Where you're so used to pushing yourself, but you only can go so far, so you quit. But you never push yourself past that limit. You know, and I see a lot of people when they run 40s, they come out the gate sometimes they come out the blocks kind of awkward, stumbling. You know what I mean? Then they get their footing, and then they're getting to a rhythm, and then right before they hit the end of the 40, they slow down. I see that a lot. Them 40 times come on now. Sometimes them 40 times be suspect. Like, nah, bruh. They gotta, if you're trying to find out what a guy's 40 time really is, they gotta set it up, like I said, have two guys run it together. Cause just that competitive nature in you, I'm gonna try to beat this dude. So I'm really gonna try to run. You know what I mean? When there's nobody out there but me, I'm just running. I'm running fast, but come on now. Let's keep it a buck. You're not running as fast as you can. What's in you? You know what I mean? Jerry Rice was always faster than his time. Jerry Rice was not fucking 4.2, 4.3, period. But I've never seen nobody catch his ass either. For real. I done seen Jerry Rice his slow ass. He in game situations, you can never. Hey, he caught a touchdown for the Raiders in the 2002 Super Bowl, and nobody caught his ass. And he was damn near 40 years old. What's T.O. running right now? I bet you T.O. come into the league and dust a lot of these motherfuckers. And he like 43? Hey, T.O. still in good shape, man. Still in good shape. Like I said, the game, I don't go by them 40 times, bro. It's hard to gauge a 40. You know what I mean? Is that his true speed, or did he have an off day? Did he stumble out the blocks? Did he let up towards the finish line? Did he already run it once? Was he sick? You know what I mean? He didn't have no energy? Did he get good sleep last night? There's a lot of shit, boy. You know what I mean? A lot of shit. Oh, I take T.O. over Chad Johnson. For real. Hey, you see T.O. out there running still, boy. Bruh, hey, you try to get us old motherfuckers out there trying to run a 40, bruh. That'll probably be the last 40 I ever run again. I told you, man, I be trying to outdo Father Time, but Father Time, hey, I feel that motherfucker finger on my shoulder. Boy, I be getting hurt like, bruh, what the fuck? And shout out to Cushion and Dirty for the morning workouts, man. I don't watch it. I go to bed after I do this shit. I need to go to bed now. But I get up and I go to work, man. At work, I be doing my push-ups, do my diamonds, do my regulars. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get back on my shit, nigga. Once my knees all the way fully healed, because it's still a little tender. I mean, I can walk and shit without a limp and all that shit now, but I think I did something to the ligaments of my shit. I'm gonna get me a doctor's appointment to get everything checked. But I'm gonna start running, man. I ride a bike every day. I ride my bike 5 miles a day, and it ain't no electric bike either. You know what I mean? So I got some kind of cardio, but I like running. I like running. I miss running. hitting the track, going on a good track, not on concrete. That's not good for your knees. But the tracks that they have at these high schools and stuff, that's some good shit. And I got my weight down to I'm down to 183 right now. I'm not no fat dude. I'm a short dude, but I'm not like blah. You know what I mean? I gotta tone up and shit. But my weight is solid. I'm 183. I used to be 210. And then I was less than that. I was like 175 when I was vegan. I did vegan for 2 years. And then when I got to Vegas and got around all this motherfucking food, it was a wrap. I was like, oh, bruh. Y'all gonna have Italian, seafood, Asian cuisine, Mexican, you know what I mean? Caribbean. You got all this food around me, and I'm supposed to just, eat lettuce and non-carrots? You got me fucked up. You got me fucked the fuck up. I'm not doing that shit. Oh, yeah, see? I'm gonna start taking my son, too. Get up in the morning and go to this grade school by my house. Yeah, I used to do that, run like a motherfucker, man. I know, man, but that running is, I can run though. I can run, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I wake up in the morning. You know what I mean? There's a possibility knees could swell up, but then again, there's a possibility it's not. That's why I'm dropping my weight down. I need to take some of this weight off. I know, like I said, I'm 183. I was 160. I was 160 when I got out of high school. My senior year, I was 160. So I'm about 20 away from that. I'm 20 away from that and 20 away from when I used to be. Tell you, boy, I be eating. That's one thing about cooking, and I'll be bragging to my son about it. I'll be like, hey, the good thing about cooking, you get to eat it when you done. And I'll be baking I make donuts and, you know what I mean? Pecan pies and pumpkin pies and peach cobblers and making homemade ice cream and cookies. And I ain't been making that stuff lately, but that's one thing that's gonna happen when I get back on doing this Cooking with the Nation show. I'm gonna start doing them sweets. Bruh. I already know. I'm already knowing. I'm gonna have to go ahead and trade off some calories for some others. Yeah, I got some oatmeal too. That's what I need to get back on. Or I'll make me some grits. You know what I mean? I do turkey bacon, grits, and some hash browns or something. But, you know what I mean? Omelets, I mess with eggs too. Yeah, man, I just don't, what I do is cut back from eating just a whole bunch of BS. I just try to, you know what I mean? One main meal, and I might snack on, I might have some pretzels here, you know what I mean? Or something like that. But the only time I really eat, cook and eat is when my son come over on the weekend. That's when, because, you know what I mean? I got to feed him. You know, he growing. He ain't no fat kid, but he growing. You know what I mean? At 13, he growing. So I gotta keep the food on deck. But yeah, man, I'm gonna try to get. I need to get up in the morning and stretch too. That's another good thing too, stretching. He said, eat some Ice Cube for lunch. Man, that's cannibalism. I ain't gonna never eat Ice Cube. Man, I got too much respect for NWA. Oh, you talk about real Ice Cubes, not the rapper. My bad. Oh, my God. All right, y'all. I've been having fun, man. That's the end of my show. We went about almost an hour and a half this. Hey, but it was good. We covered some good stuff about the defense, trying to see exactly the blueprint of what Ziggler and them's trying to do. And we got to it's kind of in focus. We don't know for certain. This is just my observation by trying to do a test, you know what I mean? A test batch on the measurables and everything as far as what they went out and got. And I'm like, okay, I see what they're trying to do. Is that what they're trying to do? I can't say that for certain. Don't take it as gospel. This is my opinion, just by what I see and I've observed. So with that being said, man, you guys, and let y'all know, there will be a live show on Thursday, starting at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. It will be for the they say the NFL schedule release. I'm just doing the Raiders release. So it's gonna be the Raiders schedule release live, 4:30 p.m. Thursday. Y'all pull on up, and we're gonna do it as soon as they start releasing the information. We're gonna start putting the schedule together, and then we'll see our primetime games. What time, what day we play at home, on the road. We're gonna see all that. We already know our opponents, but we're gonna break down everything else, man. So Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, right? 4:30 is what time? Yeah. So 7:30 p.m. Pacific. The show, they're actually not gonna start releasing stuff until 30 minutes later, but stuff will start leaking out before then. So we're going to go at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, Thursday, May 11th. Pull on up. It's the Raiders schedule release live show right here on Raiders Allegiance, man. Y'all pull on up, man, and we can see exactly what the schedule really looks like. I hope we get some good primetime games. I hope our bye is in a good placed at a good part of the season. But all in all, man, I'm looking forward to all of it, man. I thank you guys. This is Raiders Allegiance. You've been watching Good Morning Raider Nation live podcast, man. Tomorrow we will be here at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. We're going to do it all again, y'all. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, y'all have a blessed day. Make it back home to your loved ones safe and sound. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys here tomorrow morning. Lunatic Raider, this is Raiders Allegiance. You know how I send it off, right? I'm out this B-I-E.